Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief Recap. It's a holiday here in North America, so stock markets are closed. Kind of a quiet day for us at TRI. Crypto kind of jumping up here a bit this morning. Here we are, 15th of February, President's Day. It's fascinating. I was listening to some prop firm trader guys out of Chicago, and it's like deep freeze back there. So it's not really like you can do a hell of a lot on this holiday, but hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. And actually, I was quite surprised. It's finally started to snow here in Vancouver, so we actually have some snow on the ground. It's the first time this season, which is a bit rare. Like usually we get one or two sprinkles there in December, January, but anyway, I suppose we are enjoying the crypto rally and the stock market rally. It kind of feels like a coast-to-coast one-year move here. So if that's the case, the market bottomed in the middle of March last year. So this silliness might go on for another few weeks. Been talking recently specifically with regard to crypto that usually the market pivots off of one or two things. Either a catalyst or a scandal. We just had a catalyst and the market just blew right through it. So obviously the catalyst isn't what's going to stop this. So let's be mindful of scandals. And I did see that there are scandals brewing. I tweeted out actually on Mondays at TRI we have Fjord come on the call. And he is TRI CTO. And he was telling us a little bit about a wonderful story. Where the hell was I? Guess we'll go over here. It's called Wall Street something. How typical, eh? Like crypto kids trying to leverage out Wall Street bets nonsense. What do they call this thing? Wall Street swap. Boom. And it's gone. So understand. My hunch is this story now has to probably end with some sort of horrific scandal. And if I understand correctly, you could be walking into a trap with this DeFi stuff. So caveat emptor. I am certainly not an expert in any of that kind of stuff, so I'm not even going to comment on it. All I say is at some point the up will stop and we'll start going back down. Whether we're trending down or whether it's just a real sharp one-day sort of correction kind of thing, who knows? We're still pointing up right now, but no way in hell I could buy the bigger coins here. Just couldn't do it. Am sort of playing a little bit in the altcoin market because they're just kind of fun. And you get some crazy-ass trades off there. So it's kind of a distraction, but I don't fall in love with any of this stuff. And I don't believe any of this shill or hype or stories of promises these people are going to make you. It's all, in my opinion, a fugazi. I suppose down the road when we start getting into use cases and stuff like that, then we can start thinking about application. But in this short term, I think that DeFi is still sort of building itself out. This is a huge money win for a number of participants. Might even be an idea to sort of pick your favorite DeFi names. You don't have to buy now, but just wait till the emotions come back in and the kids are all freaking out again, and then you go buy. But that's old curmudgeon Brian talking. As I sort of said there a moment ago, North American markets are closed, so not really a hell of a lot to comment on here. Short term pushing up, and I still like the idea of this going on for a few weeks. Also, too, bonds just getting slammed here, and it sure looks to me like we're coming up to some sort of long-term pivot for the bond market. The only problem is you got to find that bottom first before you go buy your bonds. Mr. Bond King's, feeling a bit of pain here right now. And all of the risk assets are all getting well bid up with the indexes all pointing higher here. If this all starts getting heavily embedded on the bullish side, then we know our days are numbered, and this will have to start moving the other direction. Your guys's, I primarily just talk off of these. Just keep this message really simple. US dollar, not really a hell of a lot going on here right now. Basically middle of the range. Could we probe down, test the lows? Sure, why not? Could we probe back up, test the highs? Sure, why not? Not really a hell of a lot to do there. Longer term, I do like the idea of the pivot. You've heard me talk lots about that over the next month or so as we find that sort of March top in the risk market, all around that 1 year coast to coast, bottom in the bond market. You can really see the 1 year coast to coast in the bond market. This looks almost exactly the same as the Bitcoin chart. You know, its peak in December 2017 and its trough in December 2018. And here, bond market, I think we peaked in March 9th there, 2020. And my hunch is we're probably, in fact, just for conversation, why don't we put on a reference to March 20th, which is, was it? I guess we said March 9th, right? So there. I like the idea that both the gold and the bonds, they all sort of pivot through this event here. Exactly 1 year, coast to coast. And actually interesting too, because what's going to end up happening here, now that's an odd print for the gold there. But I wouldn't be surprised if gold is sitting at exactly the same spot as it was on that 1 year anniversary too. That wouldn't surprise me at all. So with this kind of thinking, as I said before, this isn't healthy, and we all know that. This will have to end in some sort of horrendous cleanup. But, you know, make hay while the sun's shining, bang out the doubles, whatever. Might as well take advantage of it. But, you know, don't get lulled into just, well, everything's going to be up and it's going to stay up forever. I mean, that's not the way capitalism works. So, it is up. We're selling into rallies. Man, booked just a ton of profits over the past few months. I mean, just ridiculous. This junior market, I'm a big junior stock market fan. It's just gone crazy. And probably, you know, 1 year anniversary. Remember the oil market went absolutely nuts there 1 year ago. Probably same thing here. What date was this? This was April 20th, so this might even go on a little bit longer. Notice that's March 16th out there. I guess April 20th would be way out here. I don't see any reason why that can't continue. I didn't really get a very good seasonal trade here. Probably the commodity brokers were buying that breakout there. Buy your unleaded the middle of February, sell it the middle of May, blah, blah, blah. Like if you go and look at something like unleaded gasoline, because that's actually what the trade is. Where's February? Middle of February. I guess that's that breakout there. Oh, man. If I was a commodities broker and my manager told me, hey, you got to come and pitch buying unleaded gasoline through here, I'd be like, what are you, crazy? Fascinating. Look at that W there. Wow, so clear. And really, you can almost... I think this looks like an ABCD, right? Boom, 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 boom. This is like first part of the move. And this is the second part. So that guy's saying he wants to get up there to $2. Sucks. Better go buy your gas. Not really breaking out to new highs. Really, just nothing more than just a counter-trend rally up against resistance. That high, that high, that high, that high. Clearly, somebody will step in on the sell side up this area here. And that would be probably a very normal sort of seasonal expectation rallying into the spring and summer. Summer driving season, all that. You can kind of see the anecdotes of momentum failing here, though. On this push up to new highs here recently, we're not doing any kind of momentum. And, of course, Willie's nice and stupid. So, can't come in on the buy side there, that's for sure. If anything, I might be thinking about things like reload zones. Yeah, so 88.6 against these highs. There's a gap. Probably top of value right up in there. Probably this notch. It needs a lot of business. And then we could do a little foggy. What's foggy going to tell us? Boom, 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 boom. And boom, boom. Hello. Isn't that incredible? I tell you, man, if you follow this channel and you force yourself to learn and practice, we give you the secrets of the stock market here for free. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Something like that. So you can see 78.6 against top end range, top of value, foggy, ABCD. Probably pretty good odds we're heading up top here. So, that's your market. Bleh. But that's still sort of like a risk on market, right? It's not risk off, that's risk on. And like I said, I think this goes on for another month. Bleh. Yeah, you crazy crypto kids. Mind you, I think this has much more to do with the Fed and them reflating the economy than cryptocurrencies. All right, so there's your picture. Risk on, risk off. Gold trying desperately to hang in here. But if it's following the rest of the risk offers, we probably should expect to see gold take another leg down. We will see how that goes. Nah, I'm not doing anything there. I had an awesome silver trade on, hit my target, took profits, and then the damn thing collapsed. It was perfect. Totally textbook. Thank you, Mr. Market. I appreciate it. Again, more risk on. This junior stock market study relative to the big boys, that still looks very uppy. It certainly doesn't look downy. Heading over to the corn. Remember we talked last week about potential for maybe a kind of a pivot up here that might create some sort of big fractal up here. And the market just said, nah, I don't think so. Boom. So no quit here yet. And if anything, this market now looks like quite often, actually, this is a good learning piece. I don't know whether you guys know this or not, but what usually happens is you get these dojis, and that's kind of a doji. It's not really the best one, but it's doji-ish. We'll call it that. This would be a better doji right there. But quite often with these, they either represent one of two things. They either represent, we've decided we're finished going up and we're going to start heading down now. Indecision bar, that's what doji means. Sometimes, like I said, it's not really the best doji, but sometimes these things actually act as midpoint pivots, where actually this is halfway stopping point. So you can use this information as both a potential sort of pivot to the downside, but also as a potential pivot to the upside. So, and you can kind of think like A, B, C, Ds. If we just go boobity boo, maybe just go off of that one to keep it simple. And boobity shmoo. That's pointing all the way up there. What's that? $66,000 for a Bitcoin? Fucking A. You never know in this crazy world. I mean, it's certainly not a trade for me, but I have seen that happen quite often in my career. It's not really outlandish. We'll see how we play. Obviously, if we go in M out here and break down and we bust through these lows, then that takes that off the table. But it's an interesting image. I think I've sort of shown you this before, too. I often see that the market will create these funny little... and I have no idea what the name of this is, but I've seen it. I've tried to show you guys before. But you get these sort of like, I like to call it tweezer, but I don't think that's the right name for it. But something along those lines, where this is like a consolidation zone. There's the doji in the middle, and it's sort of like a flare. But I do see that happen quite a bit. So only time will tell. I mean, certainly not one to say that this thing can't go higher. I mean, why can't it? The market will do any old damn thing it wants. Probably do like a foggy off of there. That little double bottom there. It's producing that level there. We also have a double bottom here. This actually might be a little more accurate. right in there. Which would sort of kind of think about that sort of objective up top there. So it is what it is. As I kind of tried to convey to the audience through our site video here this morning, I would really like to hear that you stepped in through reload zones. Honestly, people, if you're going to learn how to sort of make money from trading, you got to get good at this. You got to force yourself to buy when other people aren't really that interested and then sell when they are. So, I mean, this is so cliche. And on these kind of moves here, for God's sakes, I hope you're paying yourself. I mean, this is hard work stepping in here when everybody else is like, it's garbage, it's a piece of shit. And now you're being validated, you're being paid for your hard work. You got to ring the register because this thing could very easily, just like here, come all the way back down. So what goes up? Usually, I think you know Newton's laws of physics. Having said that, we are sort of mid-pump right now. I don't see any top here. But also, too, that kind of like March pivot kind of thinking. I could very easily see some sort of orgy blow-off top into that event here as well. So do with it as you please. Like I said, no way I can buy that there. But, you know, as they keep taking all the stocks and all the cryptocurrencies and shit higher, okay, fine. I'll just keep paying myself and sell shit that I bought back here. You know the story. It's kind of a broken record. Altcoins. Obviously, this is the sexy part of the market right now. All around DeFi and around Ethereum and the evolution of cryptocurrency 2.0, 3.0. I'm not quite sure what version we're on yet. You can see the DeFi kids. They got scared there a little bit last night, eh? This is how dangerous this kind of playing in this kind of environment is. Because usually at the top end of ranges, price volatility expands. You know, the bottom end of the ranges, price volatility is pretty quiet. So, I mean, you had to have balls of steel. If you go like down to an hourly chart, you can see. And ironically enough, actually, this is a pretty well-defined double top breakdown. And boom, there's the end result. What was really interesting about this level was it was almost like perfectly textbook in where the market stopped. I mean, it's ridiculous how cliche this stuff is. So there's our buddy Bobo. Remember where it said, why on earth did the market, first off, blew right through Foggy. Foggy tried to put up a fight. And then it broke through the top. Then it came back down and it started to test it from the other side. Said, nope, I want more than Foggy, and kept continuing higher. And then here comes Bobo. Same thing, bang, right against it, and then bang, are we going to lose it? Nope, we're back above, then rallied up, and then bang! It just came right back to that level again. And I suppose, lower time frame players, all these DeFi people, they're all jacked up. I don't even know if they sleep at night. But I think you could make the argument that all they did was just back the market up into a reload zone. Me, Brian, I love like 78.6, 88.6. This is what we call at TRI the institutional fingerprint, or where the bulls, the institutions, looking back in hindsight, you see this. But where they came in and said, no, stop going down, you go back up. Because this is where they're long. These two candles right in here, boom, boom. So actually it makes perfect sense that they dip the price right into that level and the institutions go, excuse me, you're a bull, so get your ass back out of there. It's just the problem, especially like Friday night, Saturday morning, is... when you're staring at a market that looks like this and we start to break these trend lines, the first M on the other side of this trend line is actually a sell signal. So it's not the best looking one, but something like there to there. And you want to get 2 to 1 for your money. And I got 1.6. That's not that good. I wouldn't really, honestly, that formation looks like crap. I would prefer something like that. So, in a weird sort of way, I think you can actually make the argument that not the best sell signal. And probably a pretty good argument that, buy the fucking dip kind of idea. Anybody who was sort of, like I said, I showed you there earlier, there was terrible scandals in the space. One of these days, one of these scandals is going to knock the market down. Turns out that scandal wasn't for really that much money. But, we were kind of joking before we got the video going. One of these days, there's going to be a $1 billion scandal. And when that happens, oh boy, look out. This is crypto. If it's one thing that is absolutely consistent in the... how long have I been doing this? I started watching Bitcoin back in 2013. So that's like 8 years. Well, that's a while. 7.5, 8 years. One thing that's absolutely consistent in this space is thieves, crooks, scandals. Why do you think there are regulators in the stock market to begin with? Is it because everybody in the stock market back in the 1920s was all happy-go-lucky and they were all really nice to each other? No! It's because of guys like Livermore who basically stole money from people right, left, and center and lied to them blatantly. So then... people with some morals go, you know what, we should probably set up got to keep these guys in line. I see the same thing with crypto. There's no difference. It'll be interesting just to, maybe I'll do it on the site, have a pool as to what is going to be the scandal that actually brings this to a grinding halt. I don't know. We will see. Only time will tell. But one thing you can absolutely count on in this space is scandals and really a lot of criminal behavior in this space. Yeah, I said it. So just be forewarned. Caveat emptor. When you come in and you chase up markets and you listen to public touts, and you sort of, hey, this hot guy here, he says go and buy it. Like, god damn it! I mean, such a piss off. On the Twitter there, I mean, like literally 6 hours before these guys totally had the rug pull plan, everything all in place, these motherfuckers were just shilling the shit out of this story. It's awful. And this is what will undo your wonderful crypto-ness, where the adults that don't really participate in this space look over and go, oh, fuck, another $1 billion scandal. That's it. Enough is enough. Drop the hammer. Anyway, capitalism. Gotta love it. Be careful. That's my number one message to you. Be careful with your money. Because once it's gone, it's gone. It doesn't come back. You can come in on the buy side up here. No fucking way I would touch that with a 10-foot pole. And actually, I was joking. I think I even did it on the Broiler Chicken show. We had kids coming in the summertime that were just like, this is the shit. All in. We're going to get rich. DeFi. Fuck you, bankers. And boom. I don't want that to be you. Force yourself, if you do want to buy these things, to be patient and disciplined and wait for something as simple as reload zones. I mean, this didn't really set up the best. I showed you yesterday how I'm in Stake and those kind of names. They did set up bottoms. But, this is so cliche. It's ridiculous. And the worst part about it is, right, it's so cliche that when I come out and I go, this has got trouble written all over it, it's so cliche that all of the DeFi fucking orgy people all go, oh, shut up, B-Mish. Oh, you're just raining on the parade. I mean, that's cliche. And that's exactly what's happening here. And social media and all these people all fucking loaded up. And these things better go up or else they're destroyed. That's not a potion for disaster for long-term success in this business, people. It isn't. It just is not. Anyway, what a rant. Like I said, no stock market open today, so I'm sitting here kind of just twiddling my thumbs. I do have some DeFi, or not DeFi, but crypto trades that I strapped on. I love that library credits. Great fundamental story there. Good old Charlie. Charlie just paid his investors, so Charlie's feeling pretty happy. Was all excited about Ethereum clones, which I didn't give you the name to. You have to figure that out on your own. Look at Digi. I mean, fuck me. Look at that chart. Jesus H. Christ. I mean, there are names that you can get involved in here and play this space that you don't have to necessarily go and, get too heavy into the DeFi. Mind you, ironically enough, half the reason why these things are moving up of late is because they're in DeFi or they're transitioning to DeFi. But yeah, I was talking people through the Syscoin trade here earlier in the broadcast today. I mean, look at that chart. It's so cliche. It's ridiculous. So, can you come in on the buy side here? No, not really. It's a bit dangerous. Look at Justin. Mr. Son, this is one I did buy. It's just sitting there right where I bought it. It's at the double bottom level. You want to make money from trading? It's up to you. Remember, I don't tell you what to buy or sell. Couldn't give a shit what you buy or sell. I just go make lots and lots of money trading. That's how I make my money, and it's a lot of fun. I don't really care about promotion or advertising or anything like that. That doesn't mean anything to me. I just want to find good trades. That's all I care about. And just go make some money from trading. And here, what a beautiful analogy of circle jerkers, eh? Circle jerkers, if you come in on the circle jerk, you're going to get circle jerked. Ugh, horrible. So there are some names that I'm buying. There are some names that I think are buyable. And really your job as a trader is just try and figure out what works best for you. I love my W's because it gives me a nice sort of risk window to work with. I love buying at the bottom end of ranges because it lets me just a technical bounce back into respectable levels. Usually gives me my doubles, triples, etc. I love my foggy levels. I love my divergences. You put all these pieces together, you take relatively small bets, and, crazy things can happen. And you can make a lot of money in this game. But you just have to be patient, you have to be disciplined, and you can't chase. You can't come in on the buy side on that. This CVC is a good example. I'm trying to sell more here. I'm not going to come in on the buy side here. I'm actually looking to sell. So that's kind of market state it is. Did pull off a cute little trade there the other day. Looks like it's working nicely. And actually this one I was so bullish on. I actually added to a really good trade position, but I liked it so much I was like, oh God, I want more. So I snuck in. I'm long originally from this level, which turns out to be an awesome reload zone, but that's hindsight's 2020. And I saw this breakout, and I saw just a powerful. Oops, not that screen. Where do I want to be? Not here. Where do I want to be? Oh well. You know what? I've been blabbing on too much here anyway. Yeah, so I saw this chart and I looked at this and I just go, oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, look at the internals. Everything is just, I want up. So, when I saw the breakout through here, so I was like, I got to add to this position. I want more. Give me more. So that was the one time I was telling the daily brief today to the kids. This is the one, I don't do it very often, but this is the one time where I actually did a little bit of a FOMO shitty trade location trade, but I already had my core position from here, so all it did was it just bumped up my average cost. And I think I told you too, I've got bids at these reload zones to buy more, so I want more of this thing. But that's my trade. It's not your trade. You're gonna have to figure out what works best for you as an individual. and then get in there and just trade your plan. Okay, I think I'm going to leave the rant at that. Sure hope you got some value out of it. Looks like DeFi's not done. Woohoo, party! And if anything, this is perfect. That into that March event, that 1 year anniversary, I fully expect this to be 100% orgy mode, circle jerk century of circle jerking. There you go. And rah, we're all gonna get rich and fuck the bankers. You are your own banker, blah blah blah. So get ready, folks. Make sure you got your fun little cryptocurrency altcoin positions on, because it looks to me like the next few weeks is still more insanity. Yeah. All right. I think I'm done ranting. Oh, nice, Kusama! Look at that. Sick fill. Long from... Oh, shit. That's a double. All right, I got to go. I got to go sell some crypto. Talk to you later, everybody. Have yourselves a great day. All the best. Bye for now.